I was thinking what kind of song to write for the year 2001. Should I compose a nation building song or just blaze them politicians? But when I hear Pan they get 19 seats and he run and give a speech of victory, I tell myself something wrong, so I compose this song for kinky head people like me, because I don't understand what's really happening. For years me crooks and panther was busting we liver string. Well, I honestly believe the message was loud and clear, but the results from the elections proved to me stick breaking black man air. They don't hear. So don't expect me to jam your prime minister.
No, don't tell me.
I stopped drinking bush tea for your fever.
I said no, don't tell me.
Cause you ain't do it once, but you did it twice. Election's gone, it's you choose Barabbas in front of Christ. So if you notice your little daughter bringing home a grand, because Camilla...
Permit me to say a pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And how are we doing this afternoon?
I'm the baby father, the man like most.
We're tuning to another class in session program with yours truly, Royalty James.
Complain.
Today being Tuesday, the 25th day
My
of March 2025.
You got
It is 2 minutes gone past the hour of 6.
to me now, boy, you got some.
Welcome to the persons on my Facebook and YouTube page. I want to say a pleasant good evening to you guys, alright? God's blessings to the persons out there in the diaspora. Good evening. Maryland, Canada, Texas,
My best to put sense in black man head.
New York,
Sequence I was.
a lot of the places out there in the United Kingdom,
And Daphne,
Jamaica,
deep in my heart I
Trinidad and Tobago,
Cause
and neighboring islands. Good evening to you guys.
I got chastised when I sing my song. But if I did like game, I would have take out she name and deceitfully win me crown. UNC corrupt like hell, but Satmaraj wouldn't say so. As black man open me mouth, he find that manning should go. To these negative response from the black man, I'm not surprised, because I've come to one conclusion: today black man is his own demise. Hear why?
Whatever constituency you're listening from, I want to say good evening to you.
BC,
Carrico and Pretty Martinique.
because I know some
You know they have an event.
and see.
I want to believe on Saturday morning. They have a breakfast sale.
Tell me that they can't,
If anybody have the information, please send it to me via my WhatsApp
and how you can't
so
get.
I can be able to distribute it.
Any of
I
us,
saw it somewhere, but I did not get the opportunity to save it.
just like a criminal.
If you got the information, just shoot it off to me.
Because all
My number is going across the screen, alright?
they ain't keeping on. And civil servants can't get a back pay. Plus yourself can't get a 10 days. Please don't stop me in the road to complain, cause I wouldn't be amazed. My little knowledge now I must preserve.
You get to
Yes, Nelly, you're here very early today.
Stop them now will take.
Good afternoon to you.
You get a government you deserve. It's from the public I get my lyrics. You just give me.
So we will definitely take this one down at this stage, ladies and gentlemen. We are jumping into our conversation very early today. I want you guys to get interactive today. Get into the comment section, because I really want to do that interactive sort of session today. All right. Don't forget, on Friday the 28th, sorry, not 8th, 28th, the after work line will be taking place at the NMP headquarters in Tempe, St. George's. That is starting from 4. Free entry, good vibes only, food and drinks will be on sale. Now, let me say to you guys, the persons in the different constituencies, yes, call your friends. If you guys can get a little bus, pay a little $10, a little $5, wherever you are, and come on out. It'll be a wonderful, wonderful event. Yes, so come on out, be a part of a great event. And if not, you miss Friday, sorry. There is Saturday. There will be a barbecue luncheon and fundraiser on the 29th of March. I'll be at the River Sally Hard Court, starting from 12 in the p.m., ending at 10 p.m. There will be barbecue chicken, barbecue pork, grilled fish, All meals will be selected with sides and so on. You can select your sides. There is also an ice cone bar that awaits you. So you guys go and be a part of this one. Allow this one not to miss you. All right. So if you say, well, you know what, I really can't make it on Friday, don't forget we also have the event on Saturday. All right. So be a part of this one. Okay. So we're inviting every one of you guys, as much as you guys can. We want you guys to come on out and come on down and be a part of those events. Those fundraising events are normally fun, and it helps to stimulate the vibes that is going on. Yeah, normally when you're coming one of those events and you experience it for the first time, you definitely don't want to miss another one. All right, Miss Ferguson, Marilyn Ferguson, I'm putting you on spot. Yes, I want to see you on Friday. Make an extra effort to be here on Friday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just a bit of information of relevance, I would want to call it. This morning, the name Johansson Batiste, an inmate serving a 5-year sentence for minor offenses with 1 year remaining, escaped from the prison farm during work duties today. Yes, officers were immediately deployed to recapture him, but efforts remain ongoing. Batiste is familiar with the prison farm operation, having worked there on multiple occasions, and it is not new for the correctional system. Members of the public are urged to exercise caution and report any sighting immediately. Yes, the name Johansson Batiste, he is actually from Montu in St. George's, escaped from the Magistrates prison today. All right, Johansson Batiste is considered to be a fugitive. Not to approach him, contact the authorities. All right, so this is just a bit of information we want to just disseminate. His nickname or alias is Pecky. So if you guys do see him, fear not to please contact the nearest police station. Don't be no hero. Yes, and he's actually in my area. He did spoke to the family before leaving and let them know. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I also want to say hats off and commend the gentleman, and I know many guys who are on social media. You would have seen the opposition leader, extending her congratulations that 3 of the folks that were missing at sea, they were found today and in what I would consider to be on view of good health. I don't think anyone, I know they would normally have to do their little checkup and so on, but I don't think we have any information of any severity when it comes to any health issue, right? So we just want to, say God's blessings. We want to thank God that, a situation like this, did not turn out to be anything fatal or trivial. Yes, to have lost those persons at one go would have been a serious, blow for, Grenada. So we want to congratulate the persons who played an integral part in everything that was done to ensure the safety of this gentleman that are now back with their family and with their friends. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, we want to send commendation and high commendation to Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis. I don't know how many of you guys follow her on her social media page, but ever so often, this is one of our parliamentary representatives that goes in the highways and byways. And many of our other MPs are actually getting it done. They're actually getting it done. But we just wanted today recognize Miss Lewis. Yes, continue doing your good job that you're doing. You're at the position that you are because of the dedication that you continue to make when it comes to your community and to your society. And it is important that we understand this. Yeah, very important that we understand this. It is important to many of us that when the work has to be done, it has to be done. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to touch on a conversation today that I believe to ourselves, and if we go around and we test, as we don't say, test the ground, we would realize here in Grenada there is a serious high level of frustration among us. I don't know how many of you guys get on the go, on the ground, and or be around people and intermingle more or less. There is a high level of frustration among our Grenadian people. Yes, there is too much happening in this little island here called Grenada that shows the level of frustration. And you know what is more and more frightening? It is happening among our young people. Now, we have had another report of a suicide last evening. Ever so often, when the authorities or persons would let you know issues that might bring about suicide, you would realize that it plays a lot with social ills. Yes, sorry about that. Yes. Now, if you, as I said, if you research common issues or common causes of suicide, a lot of it you will hear mentioned as it relates to social ills. Things like mental illnesses, traumatic experiences, bullying, personal disorder, drug addiction, eating disorder, unemployment, social isolation, loneliness, relationship problems, genetic problems, many things may cause suicide. Many things. Ladies and gentlemen, it frightens me as it relates to the rate of our suicide among our young people. And ever so often, you need not to drift it very far. You need not to go very far. Because even with this deliberation here, and I want to play this short clip here from the political leader.
As Imani, call it whatever you want, but something where young people have an opportunity. $8 million cut. You look at a cut in agriculture. What are we saying there, right? A cut and underspending in critical programs for young people. The Empower program is another example. But guess what? You take a look, scan this document, and look at the areas where we have overspent, and look at the areas where we underspent. The Prime Minister's ministry, for example, overspending by over $2 million on travel, hosting, and entertainment.
And ladies and gentlemen, I am bringing this up. I am bringing this up because we need to understand something. We definitely need to understand something. This is an administration who does not focus on what is important. And I'm going to go to my grave with that concept. This present administration don't focus on what is important. Now, at the end of the day, you need to understand that this is an administration that focuses more on the elaborate presentation. And I want to read an excerpt from one of the pages, and you may understand more as it relates to what I'm speaking about. And that excerpt is coming from the page of Michael Batiste, who says, "Time to stop the political grandstanding, Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell. Your first 2.5 years in government, and you have abandoned your post and have been jet-setting around the world. In the meantime, you left Grenada in the hands of a man who could not manage his 5 sulphur shop. All businesses would have bust. leaving a trail of bad debt behind and getting a bailout from GDB. Yet in Parliament, you are letting out hot air about slow and sloppy pace of work on your roadways by contractors. It is time that we, the people, must tell the Prime Minister that his performance as Prime Minister and the several portfolios he holds is loosely. The question begs itself, where did the day when all the non-performance was happening? Was it a requisition paid to the contractor consistent with the scope of the work done? Some of our nation roads looks like Gaza strips, while the minister responsible for work, Prime Minister Mitchell, is missing in action. There are many missing parts to the outbus. Did the state pay the contractors for the work not done and completed? Was or is their public purse comprised? Now, ladies and gentlemen, that alone should give us a synopsis in terms of questions that should be asked and must be answered. As I said to you guys, this is an administration that always look to ensure that somebody else take the blame. That somebody else take the blame. Because at the end of the day, there is an issue with contractors and the time that they're completing the task. Right? And as a leader, before making any outburst, you would want to know the source of the problem. So you go to the contractors and you would ask them, yes, whether or not there are issue with materials. Are there issue with payments? Are there issue with manpower? Right? Now, even if you would have done that and realizing that contractors are moving at a slow pace, and we would have seen it, I think, in Guyana in recent months, that with the dissatisfaction of the performance of contractors, what did the Prime Minister do? He immediately called them out and he get rid of them. Now, you can't say to me that with all the conversation that we are now hearing in terms of the corruption within the whole roadwork and contractors and so on and so forth, that the Prime Minister still remains laid back. Well, I shouldn't say laid back, because he went into the House of Parliament and made a big conversation, blaming contractors on the time that work is being done. But some contractors are not staying quiet, and I would not reveal one of those, who openly said to me personally, he said, if, and that was his word in a nutshell, if I'm going to tell you the kind of things that are happening, I might make a jail. Or I might make somebody make a jail. Ladies and gentlemen, when you look at what is happening in Grenada, the level of frustration, looseness, lack of respect for individuals, authorities, at the end of the day, it lays within the actions of people within the scope.
So when they tell you that the minister arrogant and the minister cost police, yes, I did. Yes.
How me finger press that? How me finger press that? Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how me finger press that.
The members of the government, don't shout at me, sir. You what you want, sexy subject.
Sorry, me finger press that again. Ladies and gentlemen, the box lie with them. It lies with their behavior. It lies with the manner in which they create the atmosphere for this kind of behavior. When you have an organization or a head or a team of persons that are loose and not understanding things that are happening within the state, you know what they have started to do, ladies and gentlemen? They start to just take project. They start to just take project all over the place, all where they at. You see they coming and they making it loud and they making real talk about certain things. But I want to play a clip for you guys today. And there is another one they attempt to take. But I want to make the general public know. You know me. Call me clip boss. Because I does ensure that I have the tape to prove. Listen to this one.
The government of Grenada remains committed to its promise of upgrading playing fields across the state. One such playing field where work is in progress is that of the La Poterie playing field, which began back in September 2017 at an estimated cost of $2 million EC.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pausing it right there. Pausing it right there. Started in when? 2017. An estimated amount and all the work done to ensure that those playing fields are up to date and up to par is started in 2017.
The first phase of the project involved excavation work that included leveling of the playing field, strengthening the embankment with boulders and cutting drains. The second phase now underway is showing significant progress, with a well-grassed playing field, the construction of the retaining wall and the bleachers that are almost finished. Former Member of Parliament for St. Andrew North East, Roland Bowler, was one of the initiators of this significant project, which will serve the residents of the community and neighboring villages. State of Affairs recently accompanied the former MP along with the current Member for Parliament, Honourable Kate Lewis, on a site visit to the project.
The first phase had to do with ensuring that we get all the earthworks done, level the field and plant the grass. Now that phase is, I'd say 98% complete. There's still some little areas as the time goes by that is settling, so you need to put a wheelbarrow to a dirt and to get it properly leveled. We are deep into the second phase. As you would see from the shots you took, we have done a lot of the concrete work so far, and we are almost completing the bleachers now. There will be 8 bleachers. They are 164 feet in length, each of them, and we calculate that we can take 500 people seated there easily. When that is finished, there's another bit of wall to do towards the far end, the northern end, and then we want to do some fencing of the field and the perimeter drains. And
as a parliamentary rep, how do you feel to be witnessing this actual moment?
Today is actually a wonderful day for us here in St. Andrew Northeast, but more so for the people of Tivoli and La Poterie. 2 years ago when this project began, there were many challenges to get it on the go due to heavy rains and some...
Well, yeah, time, been ups and downs with the weather, with getting the dust, to being on the project. Yeah, time, you go easy when the weather hold up, much easier than when rainfall. Rainfall may take a little time with it.
Do you have in the back of your head an idea as to when you all would finish that aspect?
It's based on the weather, but we're looking to finish sometime early next month with the bleachers.
Today I'm really happy because at the end of the day, we all need it. Bring everybody together. My son could come play in the park, enjoy himself. And find that's the best movie ever make.
So prior to this, where would the children, I know it was sort of a slope, but where would the children really go to play?
Well, they have the children playground on top side, across there, and it's sweating in the park, kicking ball in the park.
And what's the sentiments you hear from people around?
Well, everybody like to see it. No complaints so far. But just people pass here and they see they like the project going on. And can't complain for myself.
Honourable Kate Lewis was very impressed with the progress of the project and reiterated that her government remains committed to seeing the project completed. Phase 3 of the project will include fencing of the perimeter and an upgrade to the existing community centre. And
I want to pause it right there, ladies and gentlemen. So at the end, you would have heard the person giving the news mentioning that the other phase and the parts of the other phase. Let me tell all you something. If you don't know, now you know. We are done playing games with all you on all. You just taking thing and post it on social media and balling moving forward and community development and community empowerment. Yes? Now, that information that you got there in that short news clip that was disseminated, as it relates to the phase and the process thereof. Would you believe that the individual within the constituency with no position at all, not one position, within government, she don't know work. She don't know work within government and government processes. Posted on the 17th of March at 12:14 p.m. Cleanup of the La Poterie Community Center compound as preparations are being made for the center's official opening after its refurbishment. Moving St. Andrews Northeast forward. Community development, community empowerment. Watch us. You see, these persons, I don't know if they're doing it intentionally. I don't know if they're doing it for fame. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But I am baffled. I am baffled, ladies and gentlemen, the mere fact that they are putting themselves in such positions. Because at the end of the day, we are the ones that have all the information all about. They believe to themselves social media was never existing in the time, or there was no technology, so when they come and they make statements, persons would never know. But all you we know, we are quite aware. I think we would have lost the persons on Facebook. I want to apologize about that. So tailor-made is making it a big conversation. Tailor-made is making it a big conversation that it is moving forward with the NDC. Hence the reason why this project is ongoing. And as I said to you guys yesterday, these persons are not getting their homework done. So even if I want to post something, let's take it to me, I really want to make a little post and say something. I think to myself, one of the most important things to do is to get the source now. See if the information that I am disseminating is accurate now. But no. Instead, you just put up something, man. Huh? You just post something. Because at the end of the day, your full intention is to make the party in which you support look good. With information that is false. It is inaccurate information that you are disseminating. You all just on a mission now to just take, or you just taking project. Forgetting that those things are there. We have information. We have things that we could go back and say, no, that is not so. So if she don't know, no, she know. I can understand up to this day the role and function of this individual within government. But however, she's there. By the time, sorry, leave them. To me, I find that misleading. And I'm on the works still of Mr. David Andrew. Stop misleading the general public. You don't know nothing about no project and community center. Stop taking things that are not yours and praising yourself as if you is this big FA. If you want to ask a question and say, well, we want to do with the continuation, because this project has been there. These projects have been there. So let me tell the dear sister, do your research properly. Yes, do your research properly. Moving on. Moving on to the utter silence here in Grenada. Yes? Now, one person would have posted some information, and we know we're jumping into the carnival season. And one promoter that I know would have posted this. I don't know if other promoters have any issues with it. But let me just mention what they posted. They stated I just came back or just come back. Somebody help me understand how Spice must reach charging boat rides 5,000 EC dollars. The committee forgetting without these promoters, they wouldn't be a boss in Spice Mass. Imagine your tickets are $150. Spice Mass going with $100. VAT going with whatever else, right? Hosting events for the season is just to put money in Spice Mass and the government of Grenada pocket, while your boss your hell off to promote and sell events, making it make sense. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what is the maths in this? $5,000 EC dollars for promoters that be wanting to host boat rides for the season. Come on. Come on. And when I told you guys, believe it or not, the only thing NDC afraid to do is raise taxes. They are not going to do it for persons to start going down their throat. That is the only reason why the National Democratic Congress as an administration will not raise taxes. But when you look around, ladies and gentlemen, for the remainder of the year, we are going to see a lot of significant increases, 100% and more increases in certain things that is giving us our day-to-day daily bread, or how should I put it, or day-to-day practices. The National Democratic Congress is going to cause individuals to be so pressured that the only relevant thing to do is to raise fundings in different areas. I said that to you guys as recent as yesterday. No, they may not come to the Grenadian people and say taxes are raising in X, Y, or Z. But you are going to see a lot of increases in a lot of different areas. $5,000. Some promoters, I think, would pay about $3,000 to $5,000 for the boat. That is a means of them securing the boat and having an insurance and being able to cover all these things. That is the reason for it. But Spice Mass is now asking you for $5,000. $5,000. Grenadians, what are we seeing here? What are we accepting among our communities? Why are we so laid back on conversations of that level of importance? Yeah? Because I am certain that this is not a conversation that is speaking of Mr. Mitchell or Mrs. Spear. So utter silence. Utter silence. Nobody is talking about it. Nobody is talking about it. And when you go into the comment section, which I'll jump into, somebody saying $5,000 is a prank. Will all your price in US out on the boat? Somebody saying, are you working for them? Somebody saying, make it make sense. Couple promoters already pulled the plug on the events hearing about the prices. So you understand the effect, and I don't think sometimes this administration foresees a lot of things. Because And this is a conversation I had to basically do a more thorough research on. With the present President of the United States showing tariff bans all over the place, I want to send out a sensitive warning to our government. Careful. And ladies and gentlemen, I am saying that in a very serious light. Careful. Because we don't want to be bullied. But at the same time, you don't want to come up against a bully. Yes, we need to be extra careful. And last week I made a very humorous status as it relates to the conversation of Cuba and the United States and what Mr. Carnival would have put out. Let me say two persons. Don't know how many of you guys are obsessed as me with international politics. I'm really obsessed about it. So I don't only look at news at home. Let me say to you, the present President of the United States would not just deal with the shopkeeper, dealing with who buying from them. That's how far he is willing to go with the level of power that he has. We first need to pay close attention to our allies, the persons we are incorporating ourselves with. It's a significant thing to look into. Now, I want persons to understand this is no hatred for government. And we're not saying that as a country, it is not important that we stand up against, or stand up, against certain things. But we need to be careful. As I said, we don't want to be bullied. But sometimes you have to understand the bully you're going up against. Sometimes you want to stand for yourself and keep your head up. It is no problem with that. But there are times you need to be careful as to the people that you're dealing with. Stooping to conquer is not a form of weakness. You understand me? We are now seeing the levels in which the present president is going in terms of tariffs and importations and goods and all these things. Don't think that if we align ourselves with certain individuals and countries and address certain issues, he is going to look onto Grenada and say he's a small countryman, leave them. We need to be careful. So the CBI program that we're running there and giving everybody every time the opportunity to get a passport by the Citizen by Investment program without being able to invest, it is a critical thing that we need to look into. I would advise or suggest to the government, take a few steps back. Take a few steps back. The things that we're doing here in Grenada, it does not just affect what we see in front of us. And I hope I didn't stray too much with the conversation that I was having earlier, to show you that there are times, ladies and gentlemen, when you think that you are doing something here, but you are affecting others. Major events in Grenada that we have seen run concurrently are now abruptly coming to an end. And Antonio, I was coming to this. We have seen the invitationals abruptly stopped. Now we're hearing another event like Reggae Fest abruptly suspended and cancelled. And now you're hearing promoters wanting to step aside and step back in terms of promoting events for a Spice Mass because of a $5,000 charge. So at the end of the day, we need to understand the manner in which we affect even the people on our own surfaces here. So we need to be careful. When we look at it in a microscope, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see the particles that are being affected. Now you're hearing they want to have town hall meeting every month. And now they want to converse about oil and gas. That wasn't the statement made initially. And you see, at the end of the day, this is an administration that annoys me to the point. And let me say annoy, because I am saying annoyance, because at the end of the day, you usually put out something to defame or send ills on the past administration. You stand at the outside of the House of Parliament and said you had no documentation on oil and gas conversation. Nothing. The former minister responsible made a bold statement on not one medium, not two mediums, on many mediums, disseminating information that you said was untrue. The Governor General of the state, another piece of annoyance that I have, was given a documentation to read in the House of Parliament concerning the oil and gas conversation. Went so far as to saying that a team of persons were going to be put together to investigate and find out what is the issue with oil and gas. And now there's a bulletin out of town hall meetings to address the issue of the future of oil and gas in Grenada. But Dr. Mitchell, when campaign on it, he lied. When Dr. Mitchell campaigned, and I tell you, this is the level of my annoyance in Grenada. The mere fact that they believe that everything Dr. Mitchell said was a lie. And every time he proved them wrong, they switched the script. So there was no oil and gas. There was no documents, right? There was no conversation held in Africa about oil and gas when it was posted. But all of a sudden, there is a town hall meeting or meetings that will be held for the future of oil and gas in Grenada. Well, you feel people in Grenada is a set of jackass, right? Sorry for the use of that strong language. But they are not man enough or bold enough to come and say to the Grenadian people, this is a process that would have started X and Y time. This is the documentation that was found in X and Y time. We don't want to come in town hall meeting to see it. You made the GG make a bold statement in the House of Parliament in the opening of the sitting. Let she go back there and say it. Let her go back there and say it. Because if you were bold enough to give the Governor General information in stating that no documentation, you're wondering what, and basically her words was, we're ignorant as to the information of oil and gas. So you made the general public believe that the past administration did nothing, have nothing on oil and gas. You made a bold statement. You were interviewed outside of the House of Parliament. You challenged the former administration that if there is oil and gas conversation and document, come and get it. Honorable past member of the House came, Mr. Bowen say, look me. Mr. Bowen say, you're asking for document, look me. He went in details as to letter, phone calls, he even talk about a cabinet where they say they can't find the key. Where they can't find the keys. And he made it public. He didn't go and say, well, oh, NNP put up a bull. He was interviewed by mediums, media personnel. He made it public. When the conversation of oil and gas when you came from Africa came out. You made people believe, hey, when I come out, I never had this conversation. This conversation was never held. Yes, that way you make the Grenadian people believe. But now, there are town hall meetings to speak on the issue of the future in going forward as it relates to oil and gas. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the things that when you speak politics, the simple things that you don't pay attention to is what we allow politicians to get away with. And I'm speaking politicians because I'm speaking on both sides of my tongue. Because if it's NNP today, hold them responsible too. So when you came and the GG could have made that disclaimer based on what she would have gotten, and then you came and you said and you put it to the persons that are responsible, come and get it. They came and they get it. But all of a sudden you went quiet. You weren't man enough to come to the general public and say, well, yes, you know, Mr. Bowen did coming and this happened and that would have happened. And I'm waiting for the many persons, because I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go to any one of the town hall meetings. But I want to see who's bold enough to ask the question whether or not the former administration, through the process of Mr. Bowen, did make that document available. Let us know whether or not that is the truth. And if you speak in the future of oil and gas, let us know where we come out to know where we're going. Because I am certain the process did not start on the 23rd of June 2022. You got the documentation of oil and gas because all the time you didn't know, you didn't get no document. Right? You speak on oil and gas. Mr. Bowen made himself available. You get document on oil and gas. And then you run in Africa and you're making people feel like we're stupid. And then all of a sudden, Mr. Dangote is the biggest name in Grenada. What is he specialized in? See if a lot of us don't wake up. So there was no document, nothing was found. The minute time it is presented that documents are available, boom, we have Mr. Dangote presenting himself. And what Mr. Dangote is specialized in, that's your homework. So no document, to finding document, to conversation of oil and gas straight in Africa. Came back to Grenada and still no conversation of oil and gas. You deny any conversation. But months thereafter, we are having town hall meetings to speak on the future of oil and gas. I don't promote it. I don't want to promote it, you know. But I want all you to do. I don't want them to come and say, well, where he get the information he talking about the Prime Minister and oil and gas. Hold on, wait, let me tell all you. I don't want to play the whole thing. I don't want all you go. Do not go. Don't want all you go. I just want all you to hear the thing that is out. Let me see if I get my fingers on it. Yeah, look at it. Listen it. No, that's not the ad. That's not the ad, sorry. I'm looking for the ad. I saw the ad somewhere from one of them. On one of them page, I think I saw it. Let me see. I don't know if it's that's the page. I'm gonna look at it. Because we didn't have oil and gas. We didn't have oil and gas, but I feel that is it. It should be it here. Let me see if that is it.
On Wednesday, March 26, it's time to dive into the future of our country at the first in a series of monthly town hall meetings. Join us at the Trade Center in Grand Anse from 6 p.m. to hear from the Honorable Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell and the Technical Working Group as they unveil our nation's oil and gas plans.
I don't. Yeah? We are now going and discuss oil and gas plan. But there was no oil and gas conversation when the GG would have told the nation the information that you gave to her. There was no oil and gas. No oil and gas. So where oil and gas come out? How are we discussing oil and gas now? The technical team, this is the first time I'm hearing about them since they were mentioned, Mr. Nazim Buck being the head crook in the process of finding out about oil and gas. No oil and gas. Dr. Mitchell lied in polls. He lied about oil and gas. Dr. Mitchell lied. You all let the Grenadian people, he wanted to get a vote. He wanted to get a vote, so he said that in polls. That's what I tell the Grenadian people. 2018 general election. Just before he mentioned it. That's what all you tell the Grenadian people. You came in the House of Parliament through the process of the Governor General and you told the Grenadian people that, hey, we don't know nothing about oil and gas and a technical team would be put together. You went to Africa. The dissemination of information of oil and gas conversation was made public by resourceful media in Africa. You came back, you say you don't know nothing about that. Mr. Bowen went public on all the documents and where he go, the phone call he make, who he talk to, where all you say the document is, until the final thing all you say, he's in a cabinet over there, but we can't find the keys. We can't find the keys. But all of a sudden, there is a whole series of meetings. Series of meetings about oil and gas. And persons are in the comment section saying the right thing. Or you feel that oil and gas conversation going on sidetrack us from the nothing budget all you just read? From the nothing budget all you just read? Or you feel oil and gas go come like a conversation? Let us have proof. Like how Mr. Bowen would have brought documents even in the House of Parliament when he said how much money he spent. That is what we want now. Because Dr. Mitchell own was a lie. Mr. Bowen own was a lie. Let us see the proof all you're bringing. Feel people stupid. We ain't going back down that road with all you. Oil and gas. Oh, oil and gas conversation didn't come up in all your budget. All you realize now, the energy from the budget. So all you may be saying, all you say, well, we maybe find out two documents. Let me tell you something. And prove me wrong. That all what these people are about to say about oil and gas is what Mr. Bowen would have made available to them. They have nothing new. Nothing new. You would hear it yourself. And when Mr. Bowen start to unveil it, you go, yeah. All the things that they come in and talk is the documents, now they're going through it. And they say, well, okay, let me tell them that, boy. And all that. All when Mr. Bowen say where they drill, how much money they spend to drill, the document and the process. That is what we're going on here again. A regurgitation of what would have happened already. Anybody bet me a money? Anybody bet me a money? NDC has realized that the failing process is becoming more and more brighter. People are not giving into it. I am seeing on Facebook on Sunday, the 22nd, NDC would have posted something that I think it was David Andrews would have had a sitting, I think in the Heartbeat program. And they posted things that he outlined in the presentation or the interview. By this morning when I looked at the what was posted, there was 9 notifications or likes. And there was 2 comments from Sunday to this morning. Imagine that. Even if you're saying the hype is on social media. Sunday the 22nd, they posted information. Sunday they posted it. And this morning, there was only 9 notifications. and 2 comments. And a very smart comment. Yes, oil and gas is not a 2-day conversation. So even if they come with it today, we go worse than the hospital. Because if the hospital, the turning of the soil in 2016, or 2026, sorry, imagine when the full oil and gas blown conversation will take effect in Grenada. Don't let NDC come and trick us with oil and gas conversation. Yes? And I'm saying to you, because of the trend the past administration took on the oil and gas conversation, and they realized the levels and the timing it would take to process that. What they did, instead they came to the consumer. And that is where the cap came in. That is where the repurchasing of Grenlec came in. Because if you're realizing that you want to source what is really the problem, and people understand that is how life is. If you have a problem, and sometimes you say, listen to me, you know the problem is really going up in the mountain and get the mangoes. It is difficult to go and get a mango where it is up there. But let's see whether or not, instead of people have to buy the mango, let us buy it ourselves and sell it to them at a lesser price. And I'm giving you that simple reference. To say, okay, the past administration realized the conversation of oil and gas is a long process. But people are being affected today with the conversation of oil and gas and gas prices. So let us do something that will, cushion the effect today. And that is where government thought of Grenlec and they thought of capping, because at the end of the day, the problem was no. So we don't do about oil and gas. There is a serious fluctuation in gas prices. Deal with that. Same thing with the hospital. Deal with the issue at the hospital now. Don't come and tell us about you're going to build a hospital. That is where the seriousness comes in terms of how these people think. Yes, there is an issue at marketing board. Close down marketing board. That's how they think. There is an issue in marketing board. Let's not go into marketing board. Let's see how we could fix that. Shake that so, pull that so. Let me close down marketing board. There's an issue at the general hospital with persons and issues with attendants and materials there. Let me forget them. Let me go and build a new hospital. That is the concept. That is the concept of the government. And that is crazy. The conversation of the privatization of the general hospital. Remember last year we had that conversation? Government mandated by January of this year. Look the budget read. What you hear about privatization and what is the outcome? Remember they said it was been a process to make an assessment. Persons within the private entity would amalgamate or integrate with the persons at the hospital, see what the problem is. What has been the report from that? What has been the report? Understand how the National Democratic Congress is operating. There is a problem. You can find the solution. We bring a headline up and we say, okay, we go look at it at that point, so we go tell them that. But while in the process of saying, what is the issue at the general hospital, you're getting rid of the conversation of national health insurance. And you want to privatize where persons have to pay for attendance, when the fact of the matter is, we have to deal with the crux that are present. What it is? National health insurance. The fact is, everybody would not be able to meet the expectations if we privatize. You understand me? Persons are not going to meet it. You are saying, oh, well, Grenlec does have a bill, and that's the concept of our leader, eh? Our political leader and prime minister. Oh, Grenlec does do it, and find out from Grenlec the issues that they're having with the layman man being able to pay. You see, you do things and you say things without not even grasping the concept. Because I'm certain, if you're thinking on that line, you may maybe go to Grenlec and say, oh, let me get a consensus. What it is within persons who earns 500 and a $1,000. What it is when it comes to them being able to pay the utility bills and so on. So you do a kind of synopsis or a consensus, more or less. Yes? Yes? An investigation. Let us see. People between that range, can they pay their bills? So then when you're making that deliberation as a leader, you could be able to say, you know what? Persons between that and that, so we'll have to do the insurance between. No, that is the logical way you think as a leader. Because you don't want the people that you are serving or giving services to jeopardize or become despondent, frustrated as they are now. Look at the conversation of all what is happening in terms of vehicle importation, yes, road conditions, and the fluctuation of gas prices. Government is not making it easier for motorists and vehicle owners. Instead, he say, watch me, from what we're thinking about is everybody one vehicle. How are we thinking in that gap? How are we? You're stating that you want persons to earn more and Grenadians to get more involved and develop. But you're telling me, you're restricting me to one vehicle when I could earn two. But you're not concerned about what you have to do to better my ways, but you're concerned about what I earn. Make the road better for me to drive. Forget about how much vehicle I have. Make the road conditions be in a position where I can drive on it. Don't let me be afraid to go to the pump. That is your job. Your job is not to tell me how much vehicle to own. That is not what is affecting the issue of transportation in Grenada. The serious fluctuation of gas prices, the road conditions. Those are the issues that you need to deal with. But no, you come in, you leave your work to be done, and you come in and tell me how much vehicle to earn. And I want you to understand this, ladies and gentlemen, is the crux of this political organization. A failed budget, oil and gas. I'm failing here, let's blame NDC, NNP. There's a problem in health, let's build a new hospital. Marketing board is failing and there is bad executive, let's close down marketing board. We don't like the projects that NNP would have done, let's shut down all the projects. And let's not restart them. And let's give them something else to talk about. They are not dealing with issues at hand. Empty promises, empty conversation. Empty conversations. The biggest media right now is Kennedy Bullal. Bullal, what his name? Kennedy Bulldog, something so. I'm talking about Dr. Mitchell. Dr. Mitchell served 23 years. You just come with a conversation about what Dr. Mitchell say and what Dr. Mitchell... Come on, man. Come on now. I mean, that's the best all you could do. No. The man said he is not running again. He give up leadership. He at his home. You watch him reign for 23 years. You eat from his hand. You eat from his plate. You eat when he throw food for the dog. And now you come in and talking about, oh, Kate Mitchell this and Kate Mitchell. Like, really? That is the best? We have been sleeping and waking with Kate Mitchell's name. We used to sleep and wake for 23 years. We hear it and all kind of thing. We don't want to hear about Kate Mitchell anymore. We tired of that. We fed up. We don't want to hear it no more. Yeah, Kennedy Bulldog, what is his name? We don't want to hear you. We don't want to hear you. You've been in NDC, you cause problem. You come in NNB, you cause problem. When you're part of the movement now, where there will be problem. We pass that whole kind of politics. Then get a revolutionary militia kind of way. We don't want to hear that. We are in the technological age of understanding what is the concept of political astutes. We are reached that stage. That's where we are at. We're not with oh, Uncle Gary and Maurice and long live the Reverend. We have gone past that. So we don't want to hear you. We don't want to hear you. Come with things that could help basically furnish the minds of our young leaders within our country. Advise the other side. You've been around long enough making mistakes. So you know what a mistake is. You're prompt with what a mistake is. Advise them. Give them a little counsel, you know. Come and tell us about Kid Mitchell and he was involved in Revo and chats. Soups. Tired with that. From Griff Place to divorce to Han to are we fed up? So Mitchell resting home, relax, see a video the other day in a little vest and short pants playing dominoes, and you're making the man home playing dominoes, laughing, and you're there vexed behind a computer and you're talking. The man there home resting, you know, with the how much lifestyle of accomplishment and good name. And you're there behind the man playing domino and laughing, and you're there behind a phone or a computer about a man that is resting. Go and feed your dog. Go and feed your dog. You reach to a point where you don't know where to go again. You don't know. You bounce. You know? You back against you. You don't know where to go. You don't know to turn left. You don't know. NNP don't want you. NDC don't want you. GLP don't NBPM. The new movement where you that set them up. Because if you didn't talk, maybe we didn't know. You that talk, you that let people know they tape you, they have you on tape. They have you on tape. So the movement was moving to get leadership by NNP, you go and you talk. We know that's what you don't do, you don't mash up thing. No, why you don't take part in soccer, Mona can mash up the stadium. We accustomed with that shoppiness about kit and kit and kit and kit. We fed up. Man and all balling, he throw his hand in the air, he say, what I done, Bita? I done, let me rest. Yeah? You don't know where to go again, you want man playing domino in short pants, drinking wine. Relax, I go there. Cussing you, the other day, you cussing a man, or sometimes you and husband and wife, they home and she cooking, or the man sit down watching movie or something, and the woman just they cussing. And the man in a good place just relax. They watching the movie, he might be drinking a little beer, and she just cussing. They bulldog at them, bulldog, what I know, some kind of name. Yeah? Time we get over that. And I want you guys to understand, this is the process that we need to break in Grenada. Let's stop running with political gimmicks and propaganda. Them is a machine for that. Yeah? I don't know me. One day I'll take to get rid of them. Maybe he will try to attack me, but I won't even respond to him. But we have to get rid of that system in Grenada, where persons are of the belief that we are going to be sidetracked by what is being said in terms of personal character assassination. Persons by, oh, you damaged Kit Mitchell legacy. What? You mad? From a professional professor in one of the highest recognized universities in the world. He have taught many individuals who today earn all what they earn. Yeah? All what they've done. He left there, he left that opportunity and he said, listen to me, let me go serve my country. Many things. You hear he say, people still talking about your place in America and all this thing. His leadership took the party to consecutive general elections. The longest served prime minister in the state. Yeah? I know you want to come and make nice. About what? You can damage legacy when you write good things. They hanged Jesus. Jesus Christ was hanged. And always remember that story. Jesus Christ was hanged. You know why? Because he was hated by the people that always felt threatened. That is Dr. Mitchell for you. And I don't want to sound like if I'm comparing him to Jesus Christ. Just referencing. The haters are going to hang you in order to make you look bad. But the amount of Christians that he had before, there is more now. So the more persons that you think that you're making hate, Dr. Mitchell, you're liking them. I can testify when President Trump knew he was elected president, I was like, what crazy this I'm seeing here? And I've looked at and followed him within the past with it. I'm not saying I'm liking him now, but you have to respect the gentleman. How do you get these things done? How? And even if you're respecting, at the same time, you have to understand what are the electorates thinking. And I want you guys to understand that it is not far from a reality that persons may elect them again. And let's not take that out of our mind, that they can't be elected again. Yes, we got to get our work done as supporters of the new National Party. So don't think for a moment that they are not infiltrating certain things to make these kind of things and then become public. Because brother, what they call him said, Ziggy, we know they would pay people to defamate people when they can't do it themselves. Pay people. We have testimonies. Yes? So ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of today's broadcast. We are well within another 12 minutes. You know what? I think we go over with time today. We are over, gone past a whole hour, but that's okay. Sometimes when the conversation gets sweet, you have to continue to edify, inform the general public as to what is going on. Yes? On Friday, don't forget, yes, we do have the after work live that is happening. This one, we want to invite many persons out, as many persons as we can. Come on out to the after work live that will be taking place this Friday at the headquarters over at Tempe. Yes, so stay informed, stay updated, and pleasant good afternoon to each and every one of you guys. Yes, God's blessings to each and every one of you guys. We're going to be back here again tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow will be, I think, a pre-broadcasting, because I would be at Victoria tomorrow. Yes, I am going to be at Victoria tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, continue to stay informed, stay updated as to all that is happening. Stay informed as to all that is happening. And as we continue to disseminate those information, we are asking you guys to get other persons involved. Let them be a part of it, and let them know that we we are definitely going to keep to what we're doing as we continue our charge to the rescue mission process here in Grenada, Carriacou, and Pretty Morning. It was definitely a pleasure to be in your company. My name is Royalty James. We're going to see you again tomorrow in the recording, but in person, we are going to catch up some other time. All right? So God's blessings to each and every one of you. I'm definitely going to be on tomorrow. Don't say I'm not on tomorrow. You're going to get the time and everything, and you're going to just click and you're going to get the recording. All right? Somebody saying, Dr. Mitchell, you did it all. Enjoy your life to the fullest. Thanks again for all that you did for our beloved country, Grenada. Dennis Donaldson, that is the best way you could have caused me to end. And I share the same sentiment, and I'm certain many of others do share the same sentiment. Dr. Mitchell, wherever you are, we love you. We love you. We thank you from the depth of my heart. And I'm speaking in a personal capacity. Dr. Mitchell, you are a hero in the eyes of many Grenadians. Your legacy will never be wiped away. Never. Can't be. Will never be able to do it. Yes? And we want to show you all the love and support. Wherever you are in this life, thereafter politics, you are going to be remembered as a stalwart politician and political leader. With that being said, I want to say have yourself a blessed day. Good evening. My dad, I want to say good evening to you, Dad. Love you from the depth of my heart. Have yourself a wonderful day. My brothers and sisters, my sisters and my brother, yes, and my brothers and sisters within the New National Party. Have yourself a wonderful evening. All right?
Line, line. Ding, 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 line. I was thinking what kind of song to write for the year 2001. Should I compose a nation building song or just blaze them politicians? But when I hear Pandey get 19 seats and he run and give a speech of victory, I tell myself something wrong, so I compose this song for kinky head people like me, because I don't understand what's really happening. For years me Crooks and Panther was busting we liver string. Well, I honestly believe the message was loud and clear, but the results from the elections proved the mystic breaking black man air. They don't hear. So don't expect me to jam your prime minister.
No, don't tell me.
I stopped drinking bush tea for your fever.
I said no, don't tell me.
Cause you ain't do it once, but you did it twice. Elections gone, it's you choose Barabbas in front of Christ. So if you notice your little daughter bringing home a grand, because Camilla sent she to a school inside the Bitam. And when she bring home the baby father, the man like more sex than Pandey. Please don't stop me in the road to complain, cause I have nothing to say. My personal comments I will reserve.
You got a government you deserve.
To complain to me now, but you got some nerve. You got a government you deserve. Try my best to put sense in black man head. The consequence I was not afraid. But when I see Keith and Daphne on TV, deep in my heart I felt betrayed. Cause I remember in 1998, I got chastised when I sing my song. But if I did like game, I would have take out she name and deceitfully win me crown. UNC corrupt like hell, but Satmaraj wouldn't say so. As black man open me mouth, he find that manning should go. To these negative response from the black man, I'm not surprised, because I've come to one conclusion: today black man is his own demise. He ain't wise. So don't tell me nothing about the EBC.
No, don't tell me.
Because I know some of you vote for UNC.
I said no, don't tell me.
Don't tell me that they cancel the URP. And how you can't get work to maintain your family. So if you end up just like a criminal on the run, because all the promises that they make, they ain't keeping none. And civil servants can't get their back pay, plus yourself can't get a 10 days. Please don't stop me in the road to complain, cause I wouldn't be amazed. My little knowledge now I must preserve.
You get a government you deserve.
To protest of them now will take plenty nerve. You get a government you deserve. From the public I get my lyrics. You just give me inspiration. You just give me the strength and courage to slaughter them politicians. But when I see you supporting Pandey and condoning all that is wrong, it's like giving me bread and a full glass of milk, then you turn wrong and kick it down. And they call businessmen parasitic oligarchies. But today Jack Warner and do praise the good buddies. What excuse you could have to put him back in power? If you ask Errol McLeod, he'll tell you that man was done a fork-tongue cobra. Yes, sir. Don't tell me Caroni going through hell.
No, don't tell me.
I hear what the man can drink, he planning to sell.
I said no, don't tell me.
Don't tell me nothing about the Incogen deal. And how they never give a count for the shipload of rice they steal. But if you notice, Carlos have a brand new Beamer. And he delayed the process till he come a minister. And you hear he got millions in cutback from the Miss Universe show as a gift. Please don't stop me and ask me to confirm, because I plead in the fifth. My little crocodile tried to preserve.
You got a government you deserve.
Ask Manning how much money he left reserve. You get a government
you deserve.
Good. Allos. Sugar.
Thank you. I feel sorry for loyal citizens who get caught up in the lacquer. But a fish always rotten from the head. Is Robbie and Pam put him there? Now Pandey get the taste of power. He feel that he's indispensable. Since I sing about his wife, he hate me for life, so they introduce clause 7. I didn't believe Kaisonians could be bought easily. I would like to know what's the price they pay for Gypsy. In my humble opinion, his actions was rather slack. I hope he don't say he bad lucky if a man end up riding he back down a track. So don't tell me about going back to school and learn.
No, don't tell me.
When my future was never your concern.
I said no, don't tell me.
Don't tell me nothing about being black conscious. When your behavior proved to me you was done Judas. So if the PNM end up winning the court session, and you land in jail for signing false declaration, and in the night a big strong prisoner making sure you enjoy your stay, don't bother to write me and tell me that try and contact Pandey, cause the motto now in jail is protect and serve.
You get a government you deserve.
To tell me you get raped but you got some nerve, you get a government